Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
What's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Thursday banger. It's time for the Thursday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Thursday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, though, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out here working hard, working a 9 to 5. Everybody that's out here with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch in the mornings, and I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. Only ask for one thing in the process, and that's for y'all to just stay out the way, man. That's it, man. I don't ask for much, man. You want to stay at the crib or you want to go see how jail feel, man, in the summertime, man. Make your mind up, man. It's going to be a beautiful summer, man. Y'all want to stay out the way or y'all want to go sit in a musty jail cell, man, and hope you get a bond. I'm telling y'all right now, man, like all the stuff, all the crime that's going on, everybody be like, when it gets hot in the summertime, a lot of stuff be going on, man. Let's put a stop to that, man. Let's just enjoy ourselves, man, as people, man. Like, I know everybody got beef and still want to go out and party, man. If you got beef, don't come around the party, man, and put other people's lives in jeopardy, man. Y'all be doing too much nowadays, man. For real, man. I feel like a lot of y'all got to learn y'all lesson, man, the way y'all moving out here, man. But at the same time, though, I'm going to still tell y'all to stay out the way, man, because I really mean that, man. I want y'all to really change y'all life. I want y'all to really be out here with y'all family. I don't want to see y'all leave y'all kids. I don't want to see y'all leave y'all parents, your siblings, man. Just think about it, man. Those are the people that's going to suffer if you ever go down, man. That's all you got to do is just think about them, and maybe that can change your mind and when you think about doing something stupid. So just stay out the way from me, man. That's all I'm asking y'all. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This the Thursday banger. So what I need y'all to do with this one? Like, subscribe, so y'all. Let's get it. Let's go. What? It's time for business. It's time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called $1 Homeboy. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We are in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time. And I'm telling y'all, man, like I have seen a lot, man. I have seen a lot within 16 years, almost 17 years of like doing time, man. Like I did basically what my life was, man. I got locked up at 17 and I did 16 and change. So just imagine that, y'all. I was gone majority of my whole life. I've seen a lot of them, man. You got people in there that'll do anything for $1. You got people in there that'll do anything just to stay above ground, man. People will do anything in there. They don't care about if you they homeboy. They don't care about if you grew up with them. They don't care about if you was living across the street. They don't care about none of that, man. Once you in prison, man, in that whole nother world, this is a whole nother world when you get locked up. Once you in prison, all rules change, man. And there ain't no loyalty amongst thieves, man. So you can trust people if you want, man, and you can learn the hard way, y'all. So with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. And I can remember being in 60 building for this one, y'all. It's crazy, man. It's a San Francisco jail. This is San Francisco jail, crazy situation, man. But you know, like once I had got the 60 building, man, you know, and I figured out that you know this is what it was, man. I saw it was nuts over there, man. Like you know, like I felt like I was saved from leaving Sussex too, and got to a camp where it was like majority younger people. Like you know, I wasn't even old yet. I was 26 when I got there. So like when I got to Lawrenceville, I just felt like that was a camp where it was like majority people my age. And you know, in prison, I knew when people are gonna shake, rattle, and roll, it's gonna happen. Like you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, me leaving a block that I was just in 40 building, getting sent to a building like 60 building way on the other side of the yard, and not to mention way on the other side of the yard. They sent me way to the other side of the yard. And I gotta walk into a part that everybody's kind of like shake, rattle, and rolling. Not everybody, but 40%. 40% of people shake, rattle, and rolling, man. But like once I got in there, I ain't even gonna lie, I couldn't go nowhere. I was stuck. Pause. What they were saying was that they wasn't doing no moves across the yard. So y'all already know about that. So I was stuck over there. So once I finally figured out kind of like what was going on. Like I just kind of just sat back and chilled and stay out of everybody's way. Like you still gotta know how to do time even with all this is around you. Like you're gonna see all this stuff going on. You're gonna see people doing this and doing that, but you just gotta still continue doing your time. Now, when I moved into 60 building, like I really didn't kick it with a lot of people. I had a few dudes I kick it with. Y'all know I used to kick it with the laundry man, my roommate, and the dude I was telling y'all about that was from Eastern Shores. I used to kick it with him. Probably a couple of more other people too, but it wasn't a lot of people that I really like, yo, let's kick it, let's go to your cell, hit the lock. Nah, there wasn't a lot of that going on. So I kept that at a minimum, man, just on the strength that there was a lot going on in that part. I was shake, rattling, rolling, man. Like my scanner was going off the Richter scale, man. I'm talking about the scanner was just out of control, man. Like I'll come out in the pod. Sometimes I can't even control my scanner. Like I'll walk out in the pod, and like my jaw just be like, man, I'll be just trying to just look regular. My jaw be like, my jaw be going bananas, man. I used to be like, I had to calm myself, man. Like the la will calm me. And that's when I'll be like, yo, you know what, bro, you in here. Like it ain't no need to scan everything. But you already know the count. I mean, you scan who you scan, but you already know majority of people in here shake, rattling, and rolling. So like I saw what was going on. Now, the whole time I was in there from like the beginning stages, like man, it was just one dude in there, man. And we gonna call him Rock, man. And I ain't gonna say where Rock from. I ain't gonna say where Rock from, man. This is what we calling him Rock. Rock wasn't his real name, man. But Rock was like, I'll say he was the most dieselest dude in the block. You know what I mean? Like it was a few dudes in there, a couple of other dudes that worked out, and a couple of old heads that been working out for years. They was in there, but I'll say Rock was like the most dieselest one in there, pause, because he was a little taller, and the man looked like he been lifting weights and just working out his whole life. That's what it looked like, man. You know what I mean? Now, when I came in the joint, he won't on no like he was pushing his weight at people, like he won't doing nothing like that. But you can tell that he was an aggressor. You can tell that he was someone that didn't really like take nothing from nobody. You can tell that he was somebody that if it go down, he's definitely gonna fight. Now, I didn't know if he could fight or not, but you can tell that that's what he was on. And I said that because like he would be at the poker table, he'd be doing different things, and I would always see him kind of like, you know, get aggressive with people. Now, I didn't scan him, but I didn't witness him in there shake, rattling, and rolling. I didn't see him doing none of these things. But still, though, he was still like a dude that just was super like aggressive a lot. You know what I mean? I picked that. I chose to kind of stay out his path because anytime it's a dude that's just too much aggressive, like you want to stay out his way because sometimes they just be jumping out the window for nothing. So I stayed out his way. Me and him really didn't have conversations, but he was the type of guy that kind of like always wanted his hand in the stuff. You know, I come into the block, you know, I'm just basically coming onto the compound. So like I don't have no motion at the moment. You know what I mean? But I'm just sitting back observing and I'm just seeing what's going on. And I seen that he was one of the dudes that when he get the la-la, he pumping the la-la, he doing this, he doing that. He always want to be a part of something as far as like when it comes to grinding, which is nothing wrong with. You supposed to want to grind, but that's what he used to like to do. Now, he used to do it so much to a scale where like, I feel like he always used to like go over to the poker table and lose his money. Like when he did get a good grind going on, you will see him go to the poker table and you will see him kind of like, just go sit down there and just basically sit down there until everything is gone. Like he was one of those type of guys. Then when he lose everything, that's when he want to talk to you and see if you give him a plea bargain. We call that plea bargains. We call that when you gambling like, yo, man, look, bro, I lost everything, man. Throw me something back. That's what we call plea bargains in Virginia. But that's what he would do. Rock would sit down there and kind of like use his intimidating factor and hope somebody give him a break and give him some of his stuff back. Now, when he would get some of the stuff back, he would go right back to the poker table with the same stuff that they giving him, which was backwards. But a lot of people down there, they wasn't scared of him, like, because there was some old heads that ran the poker game, and you know, a lot of them in the cell with dudes that got boys and all that, and there was a lot of shake, rattling, and rollers that used to be down at that poker table. They wasn't scared of him, but they just knew, like, yo, we ain't gonna trick up what we got going on for Rock. So yeah, they used to throw him a little kickback from time to time. Now, he used to lose so much, I used to see him just looking crazy, man. I would see him go borrow stuff from the pod across from us. And the reason why I used to always see him lose, because majority of the time I'm standing at the top where my cell was at, and I'm just standing over there by the laundry joint, talking to the laundry man. Or I'm always by my door. And I used to just watch the poker game. Basically, the poker game used to be right there, right under me, pause. And I used to just see what was going on without even like acting like I'm really paying attention. But I played poker, so like I know what's going on. So that's what they used to be doing down there. So Rock just used to be sitting down there losing. He'll go work out in the morning. After his workout, he'll just sit down there and lose. Now, my roommate would play poker from time to time. So he was the one that'd come back and tell me like, yo, man, that man done lost everything. I used to be like, man, I seen him down there tricking. And then, you know what I mean? I seen him take his whole sale to the game, man. So like, that's what he was going on, man. So I can remember one time, Rock had ended up getting some lala. Now, he popped up with the lala. This was unexpected. I ain't gonna lie, it was an unexpected pop-up. It was an unexpected pop-up because usually you will see Rock outside chasing, trying to chase the Lala, and he'll spend some money and get the Lala. But this time it was like he had some work. And I don't know where he got it from, but he had got some work from somebody on the other side of the yard. The reason why I said it was from the other side of the yard is because you heard him outside screaming to somebody that was from the other side of the yard. And I guess somebody sent it to him. We was outside wreck, and that's when we heard it. But he ended up popping back up after counting when we came back out after the morning wreck. And he had the Lala. So like he pumping the joint. Everybody like, yo, Rock got it now. Rock. He slept in the back cell with this old head that he used to have to push in a wheelchair. Like I told y'all, when it comes to those handicap cells, it's usually wheelchair people in the bottom tier joints. But they'll usually have somebody in their cell that's gonna push them from time to time. Now Rock didn't push this dude. This dude used to like pushing himself. But like sometimes when there's a ball stray or something like that, then yeah, Rock would push this dude. But he slept back in the handicap cell. So it was crazy because when he popped up with the joint, you see everybody down in his cell, everybody trying to cop, everybody like, yo, dudes pull up like, yo, my roommate was like, yo, the dude Rock got some Lala. And like him having Lala, it felt safe because it's like, you know, so many shake, rattle, and rollers in there, like you want to be careful like who you getting Lala from, man, because you never know where it's coming from. That's how I carried it. But from Rock, I definitely could score. So I sent my roommate down there to go get us like, you know what I mean? My roommate came back upstairs, man. He was like, man, this is my word. He said, man, Rock got a crowd down by his cell. Like he got the rocks down that joint, y'all. So boom. I said, what? He's like, man, he jumping down that joint, man. This was a time everybody had just went to store and want no Lala. So everybody was trying to grab. From him. So he came back up. He had us a couple joints. You know what I mean? Him rolled the Lala and hit the Lala. You know what I mean? So we was chilling after that. Then we came back out. And then Rock was moving around. You know what I mean? So out of this whole time, like, you know, Rock done accumulated a decent amount of Rock done accumulated a decent amount of money from all of this, from what he was doing, you know what I mean, messing with the Lala. So, of course, you see where he's at right after that. Rock is back at the poker table. Now, with him being back at the poker table, it used to be this one, it was like a couple of these main dudes that used to run the poker game. Now, one of these dudes used to run the poker game. He was a dude that shake, rattled, and rolled that I scanned that wasn't in the cell with a boy, but he definitely shake, rattled, and rolled. And there was another dude that was in there that used to shake, rattle, and roll, and he wasn't in the cell with a boy, but they all was shake, rattle, and roller. So they used to just basically be preying on bro. You know what I mean? They already knew he was going to bring majority of that money, majority of that Lala, everything down to the poker game. So what happened as soon as he did that? He go right down to that poker game. As soon as he had his little run, and he lost everything. He lost majority of everything because now you look up and the dude when I told y'all, the old head dude that want to be running the poker game, he the one got the Lala now. Now the old head dude, man, we going to call him Victor. Now, he was all right. I didn't have conversations with him, but I had to speak to him a few times because he was one of the barbers. They had two barbers in my block. They had a old head dude and a younger dude. I would go to the younger dude. I wouldn't go to Victor. I didn't want Victor hands touching the pause. I didn't want his hands touching my face and my, you know what I mean? He twisted me. No, I didn't want that. Pause, man. I didn't want that. So I would go to the young barber. But sometimes you would have to go to him and be like, yo, can I hold the trimmers for the young boy can cut me in the pod? You know what I mean? Because sometimes it'll fall. The young boy won't be in the barbershop on a Friday or something like that. So when I want to cut and get a visit, I used to have to go ask the old head. So that's the only conversation that me and him had. He cut hair and played poker. Now, he got the Lala. So when I seen him one day, when I asked him about the Clippers, this was like a day after that bro had the Lala. He told me, he was like, yo, you know, I got some feezies, man. So I was like, that's from Rock? I had to ask that just to make sure. He was like, yeah, it's from Rock, it's from Rock. I'm like, man, that's what's up. I'm probably holler at you, man. He was like, yeah, we beat him out of everything last night. He was bragging about it. He was like, yeah, he keep coming around here. We beat him out of everything. So I'm like, man, that's crazy, man. So Rock just was like a victim. Rock was a victim of this poker table, man. You know what I mean? Like these booty bandits was just taking advantage of him and he was letting them, you know what I mean? But at the same time, though, Rock still had one thing in his corner, man. And that's a good hustle, y'all. So boom. Now him losing money wasn't a good hustle, but he was one of those dudes that people will always give stuff to. Man. So I'm standing on the top tier one day. They're not playing poker this day. Like I'm shocked the poker game not open. I think people might have went outside and there's a few people in the pod, but this is like when outside rec is going on, 2 o'clock rec time. So I'm standing on top tier. I'm talking to the laundry man. The slide open up. Everybody's like, police about to come in. But as soon as that happened, you see a dude come in with a cart. Now when the dude came in with a cart, I look at the dude. I don't recognize the guy, but he just looked. He looked kind of doped out a little bit, man. The reason why I say that is because Lawrenceville really didn't really press you on your hair like that. Like they started letting dudes do the twisties. They started doing all type of stuff. They weren't really pressure on your hair like that. I ain't gonna lie. So when he walked in, he had like a naughty fro, but it was looking like he was, you know how some people try to like do their own little twisties or something, but he had looked weird. He had looked kind of weird. And when he walked in, all I saw was Rock coming in behind him. Like Rock walked in behind him. Rock was like, man, hold on, man. He was like, what cell you going to? Make sure you straight. What cell you going to? The CEO was like, he going upstairs to cell. It was like not on my side of the tier, the other side of the top tier. He was like, he going up. I forgot the number. It might have been 203. He was like, he going to 203, but it was the third cell. So he was like, oh, nah. Rock was like, he thought about it. And that was another dude. Dude was a #1 thunner. He wasn't messing with the shake, rattle, and rolling, but he definitely was a #1 thunner. That's all he used to do. And he was from the town. He was from Norfolk. Word. So look, they moved dude in there. They move him in there. So, you know, bro won't shake, rattle, and rolling. You know what I mean? I ain't really talked to bro like that from Norfolk because he was definitely like, the only thing he was concerned about was freaking jacking off, pause. And like, anytime there's a dude like that, I give him their space. Like, you can't dap them up a lot. You can't do none of those things, man. So they moved dude in his cell. So dude went in his cell. He come back out like he got his stuff together. He start hollering at Rock. He's standing there. He just look. He got a stupid look on his face, man. I wish y'all could really see this dude, man. Like, this dude got a stupid look on his face, man. But I hear Rock say, hey, Nate. I hear Rock call his name. We're going to call this dude Nate. He was like, hey, Nate. Hey, Nate, come here, man. Come to my cell. So the man go to his cell. You know what I mean? So he was down there for a minute. He was kicking it. Then he stayed down there until it was like dinner time. So I didn't see him again until we was about to get ready to leave for dinner. When we was getting ready to leave for dinner, I seen a white dude and I seen another white dude that was in the block. Then I seen a dude that be fixing the stuff, which was another white dude. So it was 3 white dudes. I seen them leaving Rock cell. So when I seen them leaving Rock cell, that's when I seen the dude that be fixing shit. I was like, yo, what's up? But he got some more la-la? Because I was trying to figure out, did he have some more la-la? Because when you see that traffic, you know what I mean? He was like, he made a hook. He was like, nah, he don't got la-la this time, Weezy. I was like, he ain't got la-la this time. He was like, no, not this time. He was happy as a bitch. I'm like, what the fuck he got then? He was like, Hardy's chicken. He didn't say that though. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He was like, Hardy's chicken. I was like, he got Hardy's chicken? He was like, yeah. Yeah, Rock has it, man. Yeah. I was like, for real, man. Then I looked, because his cell, I told y'all, it's the back cell. So when his door open, you can look in the joint. So I'm like, for real, I look. I see the wheelchair dude coming out the joint. I just see a couple of other dudes going in. I see a white dude bring him a big ass bag, put in the cell. Man, I mean, white boys, everybody. Black dude coming with some shit. Everybody chasing that Hardy's chicken, y'all. So boom. I'm seeing dudes that mess with the boys. The dude that was running the poker table, that's the barber, the old head. He out that joint, everybody grabbing the Hardy's chicken, man. That's word. There was so many people in that block that mess with the Hardy's chicken. I started seeing money signs. I'm like, so that's what I gotta get. I was like, man, I gotta get that. You know what I mean? I gotta get some of this Hardy's chicken because this joint lit. So as we was waiting to go to chow, that's when I seen Rock finally come out. Rock finally come out. He come out with the dude Nate, the dude that just moved in the block. The dude Nate looking super, man. He's looking finished, man. I'm talking about like he looked finished to the point where he's like, he just standing there, he looking like a real fiend, like a real plug. He like, man, he twisted his head, he like, and Rock just standing there like he king of the hustle. He like, I'm on the other side looking like, man, you ain't gonna do nothing but losing at the poker game, so boom. That's all you gonna do, man. But dude was lit. Dude was lit. I ain't gonna lie, dude was lit, man. So they come to find out after we came out from child. So as soon as we came out from child, the word was that, yeah, like Rock got some good stuff, man. He was like, yo, that junk good. So the dude I told y'all that's from Norfolk, that's the #1 thunner. Him, I ain't gonna lie, he had a mad look on his face. He was standing on the top tier. He was like, he was just looking stupid. He had a look. He was like, and I walked in from child. He didn't even go to child, looked up. And like I said, me and him ain't talk that much, but he knew I was from Norfolk and I knew he was from Norfolk. I said, what's up, bro? You good? He was like, man, they didn't move this fiend in my cell, man. This dude a young fiend too. He ain't number 28. I said, man, he 28. He was like, yeah. I said, man, he look 38 in the face, man. That's crazy. And he was like, man, yeah, man. Yeah, man, I'm trying to do my thing, man. Because bro was in the, you know, like, I'm telling you, man, like, it ain't a lot of #1 thunner. It ain't a lot of that going on in Lawrenceville. I be telling y'all that the showers are not the little doors that we had on Sussex 2 where you could be in the shower and think you're going to get off or whatever the case. No, they had shower curtains. So it wasn't a lot of that junk on Lawrenceville. But where bro's cell was at, he was the first cell, the door opened this way. You know what I mean? It opened, like the booth is right there. So it's the first cell, the door's going to open up this way. Lawrenceville got doors. The doors are going to open up this way. So the first cell can look, he can stand in the cut and look directly at the booth on some sneaky stuff. The second door, the door is going to open up the opposite way. He's not going to be able to do that. The third door, where bro was at, his junk opened the same way as cell 1. So it's like every other door opens up towards the booth. So all bro used to do all day is slang. That's all he used to do. He was like, man, I'm trying to do my thing. And then I moved this fiend in my cell, man. This man come in the cell high, smelling like hardball, Weezy. I'm like, for real, man? He was like, yeah, man, I'm about to get him out. Da, 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 da. So he was just talking. I'm like, man, that's crazy. So I'm like, man, that's how I really found out that bro messed with the hottest chicken. I seen him looking lit, but he just basically let it be known that he messed with the hottest chicken. I'm like, man, that's wild. I'm like, that's wild right there. So I went to my cell. You know what I mean? Everything was straight. I looked up. Poker table was just starting up. Who the first person down there? Rock, the first person down that jump, man. This is my word. You the first person down that jump, man. Man, my roommate go down and jump. My roommate was like, man, I'm trying to win some of that stuff, man. Real talk. He was like, I could trade the hottest chicken to this dude and get a whole lot. That's a 50 bill. So he was like, I'm going down there. So he went down there. I was standing on the top tier watching the jank. You know what I mean? Then I had went in the cell, man, and started watching Family Feud. Man, I just started chilling. You know what I mean? And I was just chilling, watching the TV. I see my son come back in and get some more stuff. I was like, you down there losing, bro? He was like, yeah, man, I'm down to dub. He was like, but shh, Rock, this how much Rock down? I was like, how much? He was like, man, look, just put it this way. He said, look, the dude that's running the game giving him double for the hottest chicken. This man then came down that joint and spent about $400 worth of the hottest chicken. I was like, how much hottest chicken he had? He was like, I don't know. But he was like, for real, I think he on his last couple pieces. Man. I'm like, man, get out of here, man. He was like, yeah, I think he is, man. I was like, man. So he was like, the house man dude beat him out of all the joints. You know what I mean? So after the game was all said and done, now I'm gonna fast forward the tape till it was late. It was like about the last lockdown. You know what I mean? My roommate come up the joint. He wanted his stuff back. I was like, what happened down there? He was like, man, Rock lost. The house man won. He was like, the house man and the other dude won. The dude from Richmond. I'm like, for real, man? He was like, yeah. Like, but Rock lost everything. I was like, man, that's crazy, man. So I go look. Before they locked all the doors, I just seen Rock talking to the poker table dude. Old head, like, you know what I mean? He giving the signs of, yeah, Rock owes some more money. He just listening to Rock, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, yo, tomorrow is your game, so we're gonna come to your game. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what it was gonna be. So he hollered at Rock left. It was lockdown time. We went to breakfast and came back. So fast forward, they take to the morning, we go to breakfast and come back. You know what I mean? Now they letting out for school and all of this. Man, this is my word. As soon as all that was said and done, you see Rock down at the poker table. Rock ain't got no money in the laundry bag though. He don't have no money. Now, when you run in a poker game, you want to at least put your own money in there. You want to at least put at least $50, $60 in it. And for a lot of reasons, to show people that they shooting at something. You got money, so that means they coming at you. You got some bread. But if you just come down there with an empty laundry bag, and your mindset is that this is just my turn to run the poker game and dudes better play, you better guess again, my friend. So boom, dudes gonna look at that like, nah, bro, like bro ain't got no money. Now everybody know he just lost crazy. Now I don't know what old head gave him back. I don't know none of that, man. But old head and them was getting litty. Man. So he tried to run the game. Nobody don't play. I was looking at Rock's face. Rock was looking so angry. Rock was looking mad, man. He just mad. Nobody was playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody was playing. So a couple of days go by. So I guess he ended up getting some more Hardy's chicken. Now I don't know. He never was getting it like he had the pack of a Hardy's chicken. He probably get a gram. Somebody will throw him something to make $200-$300. It usually be something like that. Man, my word, man. Rock went back and tried to run the game. Dudes weren't trying to hear it. Like Rock came back and tried to pump that stuff. And a lot of dudes won't buying it, man. They won't buying it because it was garbage. Like they just was like, yo, we done with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I guess people was messing with the hottest chicken, but I guess you have a run on it, dudes would be leaving it alone. So the old head dude was like, yo, he don't want it. The old head dude was like, yo, I don't want that junk, man. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I guess he clapped it, like, I don't want no more hottest chicken. You know what I mean? I don't want. He like, nah, you don't want. What do you mean you don't want no more hottest chicken? He's like, I don't want no more hottest chicken. You know what I mean? So it was like Rock was stuck. Like Rock don't have nothing, and Rock don't have no money, no commissary, nothing like that. He has the dumbest look on his face. So I guess he ended up making a play with the hottest chicken. He finally ended up making a play, man. So after he made the play, he got a little bit of commissary. He accumulated a little money. It just was nothing. He just had nothing, zero, zilch. He just had that. Man, I promise you, man. So he get back to the game. He got the stuff in the bag. He go back to the game. He's running the game. And I always tell y'all, when you're running the game, you don't supposed to lose because you're the house man. You're cutting the chips. You're cutting off every pot. And you don't supposed to lose. You don't supposed to play every hand like you just regular gambler at the table. No, you observe, you wait your turn, and you cut the money. And then when you do be able to play a hand, you betting a lot of the chips that you done cut. You're supposed to separate your cut chips from the regular chips. That's how I can't give you the game. That's how you're supposed to play. You know what I mean? That's how somebody gave me the game. That's a successful way to play poker. But he's down there playing. My roommate come back up. He was like, yo, this is my word. He was like, man, Rock losing like a bitch. He was like, man, Rock down some shit. Man. And I know he ain't got the money. I know he ain't got all that goddamn money. He was like, the old head got all the fucking chips and money behind his hand. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, what you think old head though? He's like, man, old head probably up $300 and got chips in his hand. He probably got 300 behind his hand. I said, man, Rock ain't got that goddamn money, man. He was like, I know. He was like, this shit gonna be crazy. Him and Rock might fight after this shit. I'm like, man, this is crazy right here, man. So, I come out now. I tell the laundry dude. So we standing on the jump. We looking at this shit. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of on the tail watching the shit. You can tell it's intense. You can tell an intense poker game in prison. So everybody watching the jump. Man, this is my word. Jump was over with. Jump was over with, man. You see Rock hollering at the dude, my roommate down there, everybody else down there, everybody that won. Everybody's down that joint, man. So Rock trying to get his stuff together. I already know Rock that ass better. He ain't got the fucking money. So he talking to the old head talking to him. You know what I mean? Goddamn, niggas had a conversation. Lady coming to John say, lock down for count. Lock down for count. So he's still like lollygagging, talking to the old head, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's still, old head looking serious as a bitch. So goddamn, he said some shit. I don't know what he had said to Rock. Rock was like, Rock kind of backed up, like, you know what I mean? Like, did a little chuckle or something. Dude, like, no, I want my money, man. Yeah, like, do that, we square. But I want my money, though, man. So I see my roommate, like, man, my roommate just bust out laughing. Him and this white dude that was at the poker, they just bust out laughing. They're like, man, you crazy. So the lady, like, lock down right now. Everybody lock down. So he come up the steps, he like, so I just went in the cell. So I went to sit on the bed. I came in the cell. I said, yo, that joke crazy, man. Rock got caught ass betting like that, man. He was like, nah, bro. Dang, that wasn't the highlight, bro. He said, man, guess what the old head dude told him, man? I said, what? He said, man, the old head dude said, man, look, let me rent your homeboy out, man. We can even up that debt.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.